This is E. Matthews Jet. I was going to do the unboxing on this car, but I wanted to go through the parts first because in the early 80s, I bought this Kyosho Javelin. I had it back then, and this car today is completely different than the original. And we're going to go through with the parts because I want to explain to you the difference from when I had it back in the 80s to where it is today. Okay? So when I saw this car on YouTube that it was a re-release, because I was building other stuff, I didn't buy it at the time. But now that I'm done with all my other stuff, I said, you know what? I want to get the Javelin again and rebuild it back like when I had it. So this car is completely upgraded. I went through all the parts, looking at everything, checking the tires, and we're going to go through this. This is awesome. One more time, this is E. Matthews Jet, and my videos are for adults because I'm a hobbyist, an adult hobbyist, and I do videos for adults that are in hobbies, not for kids. I got nothing against kids, but you know, I don't socialize with kids, I don't hang out with kids. 59 years old, and all my videos are for adults. I gotta say this because YouTube sent me a message to describe if my videos was for adults or for kids. I don't know why they did that because everything here I'm into is for adults. But, you know, whatever. Okay, let's get into the car. When I built this car back in the 80s, all these parts were just regular plastic. They were hard plastic, but they were plastic. Today's parts, this is polymer. This is used for like military guns, professional quality tools, even real aircraft parts. Okay, polymer is completely different than plastic. So they did a complete upgrade on this car. So back in the 80s, when you bought these cars and you were putting them together, everything was plastic. And even though it was a hard plastic, but it would break if you hit it pretty hard, it would crack. The difference of regular plastic and polymer, that this you can beat on this car and it will break, but it takes a lot of more impacts to break it than plastic. Plastic, one good hit and it'll crack, not polymer. Okay? Another thing I noticed, this car comes with a bearing kit. The original didn't have bearings, they had brass bushings. Because when I bought this car, all the internals were brass bushings. There were brass bushings on the axles for the wheels. Bearings didn't exist back then. So when I found the bearing kit, I said, cool, it's got bearings. Yeah, here's the bearing kit. There's bearings somewhere in there. You see the bearings on there? Boop. There's more bearings here. See the bearings? Back then, this was all bushings. And the tires, back then, these tires were real hard. And these are very soft. I love these tires. And then when I saw the videos on YouTube of other people doing unboxing of this car, their unboxing shows that the car comes with foam inserts. And this one didn't. So I got to call Tower Hobbies. Because I saw a guy doing an unboxing, and inside the fucking box, there was foam inserts for the tires. And I didn't see them in this one. Okay? Oh, another thing. This is exactly like the original. Pretty much no upgrades except these. Back then they were in silver. They anodized these, powder coated them. And this is like a wine color. Burgundy, whatever you want to call. Nice. Okay, let's go to this part. This is the part I want to get into. It comes to build it like the original chain with the sprockets, because that's the way it was back then. Back then it didn't have the belt with the belt gears. Okay, so I'm debating because I already had it chained. Back then it was chained with these parts on it, and today they give you the option either to make it original with the chain or to upgrade it, because as I'm looking at the whole car is completely upgraded already, so I might as well go with the belt. As much as I love the chain and I experienced it back then, I'm looking forward to upgrading it with the belt and the belt gears, not the sprockets and the chain. So I've been looking at this car and the difference of it. Even these gears, they weren't this color. They were a different color. They were made out of hard, weird metal. And some of these other cars came with plastic, a hard white plastic gears. So I'm very happy with the car. Oh, and the rims. I got a debate because, whoops, I dropped the rim. Back in the 80s, I was building so many of these cars. You know, I got that's the Kyosho Scorpion. I got the Timo Associated RC10, the original car. So I've always owned these. So what I don't remember is back then if these were either white or yellow, because they were not chrome. These rims didn't come out chrome and they didn't have the design. There's a different design, even though it's awesome. I prefer these. But the originals, I believe they were white, and if they weren't white, they were yellow or orange, maybe. I don't remember. You know, I'm 59 years old today, and I'm going back into the 80s when I started this hobby. Because when I got into this hobby, these were the cars I started building back then. And here comes with the orange roll bar kit and the wing, real nice. It's a real nice car, man. I'm very happy with it. And I'm glad that they got rid of the plastic and turned everything into polymer. Here's your oils and your springs. I think these springs, they should have done them either chrome or painted them. I'm actually going to spray paint them. They're black. They look like shit in black. They look all crappy in black. Here comes your battery holder and belt. Back then I could have sworn it didn't have the belt. Back then I think they were like zip strips. Maybe I'm wrong, you know. That was like so long ago. There's a lot of stuff I don't remember of what I did back then with these cars. You know, as you get older, you move on to other projects and you forget a lot about the old stuff. You know, like I said, look, I built planes. I'm into telescopes. Got a chopper right there. I play guitar. I'm into everything. I'm into this hobby complete. And I'm E. Matthews Jet. If you follow all my videos, you look on E. Matthews Jet, you're going to see a whole bunch of videos. Look for them and you find them all. And if you look for the video, it says E. Matthews Jet Bicycle Engine Part 6. It'll give you the whole tour of my living room and my workshop. So look for that video. Actually, when you look for that video, you're going to look for that red plane right there that's up on the wall. Look for that red plane video, and that's the one you want to see. I give you the whole tour of my living room. I'm not going to do it now because it's Sunday. I was up all night. I'm exhausted, so I'm not in the mood to run around the apartment and show you all my stuff when I already got it on video. So look for E. Matthews Jet Bicycle Engine Part 6, where the airplane up on the wall is at, and check out the apartment. You see my whole shop. Ugh. Okay, so yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Because of the coronavirus, we're kind of stuck in the house. So I'm giving myself a new project to do, even though I got a couple of projects that are not finished yet. I got a bad habit not finishing one project and starting on another one. And somehow I wind up getting yelled at by my girl and my daughter. So this is it. Javelin Kyosho. Awesome buggy. So this car is completely upgraded from the way it was back in the 80s. Even though they re-released the car, it's not 100% original as the original because they upgraded the crap out of this car. They threw in the bearings and a lot, and the polymer, the soft tires, the new style rims. Uh, they threw in a lot of stuff that wasn't in the original car. You know, powder coating the shocks. That's different. Now they give you the option of the chain and the belt. The belt is upgraded. It's today's stuff. So I'm gonna upgrade it with the belt. You know, I went through all the parts. I looked at it. I was gonna do the unboxing and then just show you, but I'm a person who like to look at all the parts first and see what comes with the vehicle and what they did. You know, the difference from the way it was back then. And this car is completely different. This is a heavy-duty pro car compared to the way it was back in the 80s. In the 80s, it was a nice car because suspensions were new in the hobby. You know, back then there wasn't suspensions. The cars were running stiff and they would bounce around like a board. But now they got suspensions, and the first one had suspensions, but even though it was new technology, it was very primitive. But this car is completely upgraded compared to the original. So you're getting a lot of car for the money. This is a good buy if you decide to buy this car. You know, get it. You're getting a lot of car for the money that they want. What I paid is $299, $300. I don't remember. I gotta look at the invoice. Here's the invoice from Tower Hobbies. And cause I'm in a no spending budget, so they got Easy Pay through Tower Hobbies. So I took it through the Easy Pay system. No. Yeah. Tower Hobbies. My phone is not. It's not getting completely clear. So my first payment on the Easy Pay was like $120 something, and my other payments is gonna be like $106. So you got 3 months to pay this car off. It's like financing a real car. When you finance a real car, you gotta do monthly payments. So it's kind of the same shit. And what I like about buying from Tower Hobbies, that you don't gotta pay the whole thing up front. If you go to other hobby shops like Horizon Hobbies and other hobby shops that I do business with, and I'm not going to mention their name, if you're going to buy the same car, you got to pay it all up front. So that's $300 dropping on the table. Through Tower Hobbies, they got the Easy Pay. You take the car for $100 and something, and then you got 2 more months to finish paying it. It's like a real car payment on an RC car. When you buy a real car, you got monthly payments and the car is paid off. Pretty much the same thing. So I love it. Kyosho, you did this car real nice, man. Back in the 80s, this car wasn't like this. You're getting a lot of car for the money. A lot of car. Compared to the original, this is a complete different beast. I'm a little bit disappointed that I didn't bring the foam they go inside the tires, but I'll get them. The insert